So till now we have seen how we can create and modify the structure of database and its objects. We have also seen how we can insert, update and delete the data from the database tables. Now let's see how we can retrieve the data from the tables, how we can use different methods of filtering from the database tables to retrieve the data that we require. We'll also see the usage of like clause for the pattern related filters, and we'll also see usage of in and not in operator to provide a list of or a subset of values for the filtering, and we'll also see the usage of between operator to get the range of values. Now let's start. So first we'll see how we can retrieve the data from the tables. To simply retrieve all the rows at once, all the rows and columns at once, we'll simply do select a star from the table name. In this case we are using the customer table, and we'll do the semicolon and simply run this particular code, and you'll get all the list of rows that we have in this particular table. As you can see, we have 8 rows in it. Now to retrieve specific columns instead of all columns, we can select the column that we want in our output, not just all the columns at once. So for in this case, let's say we want the first name and last name in our output. So we'll simply select these two columns and run the code. As you can see in our output, we just have these two columns only. This is how we can select the columns that we want in our output. Now let's see how we can filter the rows that we are getting in our output. So let's run this table again, run this whole table again. So we have 5 columns and 8 rows in our table. Now let's say we want the rows in our output which have the gender as M. So to achieve that, we'll simply do select a star from the customer, and we'll also use the where clause to filter these rows, and inside that where clause we'll use the condition gender as gender equals to M. And once you'll run this particular code, you'll see the list of rows which have the gender as M. So this is how you can filter it. Now let's try it again. Let's say I want the row where the first name is Chris. So for that, to achieve that, you'll simply use first name is equals to Chris and run it. See, we got the output as we required. Now filter the rows again for the gender as male. Let's try one more thing. Say I want to put one more condition here, that I want the rows like which have the gender as M as well as their if their last name is Blood. So we'll simply use AND operator, and in that AND operator we'll use this last name condition, and it has to be equals to Blood, and we'll simply run it, and we'll get these two rows in which gender is M and last name is Blood. So both the conditions are being satisfied. So we'll get these two rows, and if instead of AND we are using the OR operator, this will check whether the first condition is valid or the last condition is valid. In both the condition, if any one particular condition is valid, it will return that particular row. So simply run it, and it is again showing the 6 rows in which these two rows are satisfying both the condition, and other 4 rows are satisfying only the first condition. Try to play around with your data in your tables using the where clause. Try to filter it for a few more cases, and yeah, I hope you like the video. See you in the next one.